Hello and welcome. It is the 23rd day of March 2020. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades, and of the like. That's within each's own risk and their own reward. Bitcoin, it's really just hanging in there as the price remains within this declining, but if it keeps doing what it's doing, that's holding support at around 56 change and really not getting above this previous resistance. It has not tested today, at least if it does not as of yet, or 7,000, then the 18 average is going to go sideways, thus in a neutral state, after what was a pretty harsh decline over really one period, one day. As it went into the next period, it's just a few hours, we'll say, or several hours for the decline, going from near 8,000 to noticeably below 4. It has been recovering and staying within this in the high 5,000, low 6,000 range for the past 4 or 5 days now. Within today's session, we can see that the price action did manage to get above these highs, but it has, again, yet to get into here. We've been holding this level of support, so we look at this on a shorter term level. The test in this area has been just that, as successful, and yet another attempt. It got up to this level of resistance and then a little further, but obviously not up towards this, as I've mentioned twice before. Within this single hour term, we've had a little bit of, so far, solid correction. We've established support at 61, and the must-hold area is even deeper or lower than that, probably around 6,000 even, I would state. This is where this previous level of resistance came in here, and just it's a significant higher level from about 57 2/3. Meanwhile, long-term on the monthly chart, the price action has gotten back within this correctionary range after having a noticeable good wick period or play, really coming back to this level of resistance, we can even call it, from the start of 2019, late 2018 period. And now, again, just back in what the lower end of the support range has been, in the 6,000 area. The market's going to have some big volatility moving forward, and a lot of this is going to be resulted within current events. And when I say current events, you should pretty much know what I'm talking about. As in switching to the Dow, and a lot of this downward movement has been because of such. Pretty much at lows for the month, down 28% for the day. It's down a significant amount again, down 4.5%, or about 866. It is 3:33 p.m. Eastern. As I'm doing this video on the intraday time frame for today, the market started, what time? Right around here. And it actually had some wild movements even on the intraday stuff before this. On FinViz, you can see some wild stuff happening even before the market, like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And the rally movements, just intraday, a move from 1824 handle to the 1909. So that's 4 or so percent within the day, 5%. Not as... Still, that's decent amount. We can see within here, just as far as the move is concerned, how it gets above this 18 average. Now we move into that must-hold area, which is where we come from. 18 average of lows, spends a lot of time there in the last little bit, has failed from that point. Now I'm expecting weak support at this level, which means there might not be much at all. Weak support could also mean maybe we resist this level in here, or even whatever, if we resist any lower high for that matter. And then just will certainly, whenever form, a significant lower low, which would not have any price action going above here first. But even realistically, I'd be surprised if it had any lower high even here, meaning the best rally usually would come up to here or here, if it's going to have it. But to me, it looks like more legs lower is going to occur. And on the quarterly, down 35.96%, making it the second worst quarter, albeit barely. There was one that was just a little bit better. And when I say better, I mean in comparison, because, well, 35.67 is a little bit better. But this one here was down 41.54%. That's the worst quarter that I see within this. And this goes back to 1915, 1914, whatever. Over 100 years of data. And right now, this hasn't got too far to go to get in that of, well, we'll call it the worst quarter ever. 18,339 Dow. Dollar index, something I stated as we went further, I think would go higher because of what I see here in this outside month situation. We might have weak resistance here, which means maybe we come down to this level here. But during these types of times of crisis and these earlier, moving into the middle stages more than maybe, but still in the early stages of this market movements, I wouldn't be surprised if the quote-unquote flight to safety comes in, thus into the US fiat dollar. Gold also has an outside month as well, as last month's high came in at 1689 and 3/10. This one at 1703 and a bit more, but the lows, I will back to this range from last December, the lows from the last few months of 2019. Price action has managed to get above this key Fibonacci line. And when we take a look at the daily time frame, what you can't see is the amount of resistance we had at it today. So in the daily chart, you can't see that either. There was 3 times. Why? Because I've already looked. And when I go to the 15-minute time frame, I can see that it was resisted once here, and a beautiful move at the 8 o'clock hour, pulling back, so that was 1. Then we come up here, this would be 2. And then this period here would be number 3, which is what it got above. Then it supported for these 2 periods. We haven't seen it since. And it's been in a nice upturn. Having a little bit of a correctionary move now as we've gotten into the 18 average for 4 periods, steadily for 4 periods, 7 total, within the 15-minute term time frame. But as we move forward, the likelihood gold does very well against the US dollar, to me, I think is phenomenally high as far as probability odds are concerned. I say the same as silver, or same with silver rather, $13.21. How much short-term downward movement we have, or how much of this higher low we're going to fill from, or will it be, okay, from this one here. We have this low, we have this low, we have this low. Okay, those are known after the fact. What's this next low going to be? Will it be a matching low, higher low, lower low? And if it's a lower low, will it be a higher low to this? And then are we going to have a big rally after that? And I most certainly think we will. We've seen a large, big physical disconnect stuff that I've talked about a little bit in this, and other channels have as well. How the physical supply, there's a huge amount of demand for, with not only current event issues that are going on, but of course when the price action doing like we have seen. It has had a rally in the previous session, which was Friday, of 4.5%. So far this session is up 4.75%. Meanwhile, it is still magnificently below the 18 average of lowest prices and highest prices. It's still got a long ways to go yet, just to even correct it via that of price or time. For the lows, still comes in at high 13s. That's another 70 cents. That's a long ways to go. The 18 average of highs coming in around $15. It's been a severe decline on a day-to-day basis, losing 5.5%, then losing 6 3/4, then losing 12 and 4/9, losing 2 and almost 2.5, and then losing about 5. And then even before then, we lost almost 1, lost almost 2/3, and we lost 2 there. But the price action going from 17 and change down to 11 and 50, whatever, 11 change. But try to buy the physical at this. I haven't checked any of the prices on the physical market now, but I would still be expecting that the premiums are very high given the major amount of demand within the physical market. On the single hour term, the nice breakout occurring at about 8 o'clock in this morning, correcting nicely through time. Another leg higher, and even doing one period correcting it through time, and possibly even this one breaking out as one of the one of the possible events. If not, we still have continued possible sideways correction / price correction. We got this little area where it came from down towards here. But as it goes, we're seeing decent stabilization since March 16th lows are for 1 week from that low point. We had a retest of this level, and this one here was most certainly a successful higher low to this previous level of resistance, but it's got a long ways to go. As we can see just by scrolling on here, it's this next little level of anywhere where we came from is in the area of like 14.5. And even that was not too much, but getting above that, not much again here, but still a bit more at 15 3/5. And then it starts to get back to where we came from, areas at around 16.5. Again, the fact that we're even talking about prices at this 13 in low change level is, well, it is what it is. And you're still able to get pretty good prices compared to it's just like it was before for the most part, because even though it's a few dollars off, the premiums are taken away that. And once we go past all of these major events, because let me just go back to silver on the long term for 2008 when it had its big move that down to $8.46. There's a lot of this monstrous volatility. Because you could have been saying here, as it was like, say, $11. Back, oh, yep, you know what? Silver's, it's going to go up. And then it goes up, and then, oh, back down. And, oh, I thought you said it was going to go up. Well, it did, but we have to go through whatever these cycles of this capitulation global markets are going to go through. If it's going to have to participate in such, it's just going to all work out that when this is all said and done, stocks that are going to perform and do well, or at least survive during these times, they're going to probably come out doing well. I noticed that. Where's my Netflix? I got my keyboard I can actually get to. Just give me a second. I can pause the tape. And I just know it's having a big day, but recovering very, very well. So we can see in here, oh, look at the down move. It goes all the way down to this decent level, 290. And, well, now it's back to, well, the upper end and the decent part of the range over the last few years. And on the monthly chart, just continuing a very good uptrend. While, of course, the stocks are getting their asses kicked. Amazon is up today during with the market declining as it is. The NASDAQ not getting hit as hard. I think these two might be decent reasons why. Monthly chart, there's not much of a difference here. And on the daily chart, a lot of volatile choppiness, but still at areas seen from this point. I mean, a lot of stuff you just can't say with a lot of the other stocks. And I haven't even looked at GE, but I'm presuming it's getting its ass kicked, and it is. As it is now at levels down from, not seen since below the 2019 lows. And on the monthly chart, it's in danger of falling down below the 19. Wow. Back to my high school days, and even before then. I mean, I was not in high school yet here. Okay, so that's that one. And then we got like whatever, like sporting goods. We got Dick's Score. I don't even know what this would look like. I'm just going to take a look, and oh my goodness. Well, I'm not surprised. That's why I picked like something like this, because here we are. This thing is going back down to it's down to its lows from the 2008. It managed to get a 100+% recovery, getting above it, maybe like 140, 150, whatever percent, meaning it got above its highs, made new ones. Did manage to support the previous highs until, of course, this little failed breakdown. I don't know if this one here is going to be much of a failure or not. It might be, and we might be seeing great deals, and the great deals still might come in at like $8 and $6, still yet to come. I don't know. But definitely things to work out. How about the financials, XLF? That would be this ETF. It's down to 1766, 17 2/3. Down for the month so far, 33.5%. On the daily chart, probably getting its ass kicked today. Yeah. And how about bonds, TLT? Oh my goodness, just sick volatility. Hey, look at this. I mean, before all of this, this is with the size of the moves and all these gaps and everything. And now welcome to this extreme volatility. And this is what we got. Monthly chart. Hey, it's at all-time highs pretty much. Negative interest rates, will that be something in the future? We'll see anyway. Let's crude oil. Let's finish it off with that. $23.25. I think it was like 22 earlier when I seen it. Yeah, I can. That makes sense. Yeah, I looked at it 22 earlier the day. It's rallied a little bit from then, but it's just getting crushed below the daily time frame. It's still not even close. I mean, relatively close the last couple of days, maybe, but and hitting the 18 average. It broke down from it like even back in here. This is where it broke down from it on the highs of 65, resisting the highs and decent leg lower, standard leg lower, and now the standard leg lowers become extreme ones. You can see decent leg move here, but this one in here. And this is just a major gap play. 41 close, and then it opens at like 32. And now, of course, we're seeing the price down to as low as 20. On the monthly chart, when we take a look at this and where we came from, we've had, this is, I don't know if I want to talk about support test number 3 of it. I mean, it's kind of crushing it. We're kind of entering these previous areas where we came from in here, and that's like the resistance of the end of the 80s and really the entire 1990s, with the exception of that one failed breakout period. And into it, we go a bit deeper, 17, previous low. If we go that deep is like $11. That would be sick. Anyway, we are in, these are the way the times are as it is. The markets will go, as I stated so many times, markets go up, markets go down. And they're obviously, in many of these cases, in the going down cycle. And they're going to have phenomenal kickback rallies and the recovery ones, again, for some. And as I've stated many times, if I were to put between that of fiat currencies, cryptocurrencies, private keys, funded, of course, and precious metals in a safe, and I can't open it till even 2025, let alone 2030, I can't give you any confidence on cryptocurrencies or that of fiat currencies. But as far as that of precious metals, the chances that it doesn't have any purchasing power, and for that is like almost laughable that it wouldn't. And the chances that it increases your value from this point moving forward, I think, would be substantially high, at least against a broad variety of items. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.